What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I thank you for taking the time on this beautiful Saturday night, the day before game day. And you know, I'm a little bit excited. My walls are not ready to go through them. I just really have been very excited about this season. I know that everybody else is definitely pumped up. We're all ready to go through walls here. So, I appreciate you taking the time. Let's get pumped up here. Wanted to talk about what happened today, getting ready for tomorrow's game. Want to keep you up to date with everything the Eagles do. So I appreciate you guys. If you missed any of the shows, breaking down the top matchups, breaking down the Lions, everything about them, their coaching staff, roster, whatever it is. So I appreciate you guys. Throughout this week, we're going to be doing all this stuff. And as some things happen, we'll have some stats to compare and talk about where they rank throughout the season. So really looking forward to it. But I appreciate all of you. So any questions, any comments that you have, I truly appreciate each and every one of you. So let's get this started. And we've got a comment already in here. And look, thank God now we know Alex wanted Covey in there instead of Quez. And look, I agreed 100%. This is what I've asked for since the offseason. At the end there, I really felt, we could have kept an extra receiver. I understood, Reagor making the team, then you trade him. So it's like, look, we have an open spot right now. So if this kid can go out and show out, I think he could definitely get this spot. So as I said here, I'd love to see him try to make this 53-man roster. So very excited this kid is going to get this shot to do it. And he'll be returning, as, Alex just mentioned here. What we've talked about is having someone that can actually be a return specialist, in both the punt and kick returns. So we'll see if he gets the chance to do both. I'd love to see him back there, get an opportunity. He only got a couple. And, with one thing I talked about, Austin Seibert being banged up, his groin has been bothering him. He was limited at some practices here this week. I think maybe he doesn't get as many touchbacks, so we'll see, what Covey can do here. But I'm excited that he gets the opportunity. What is going on, my man Drew in the building? Nice to see you, dude. Hope your weekend is going well. Nina in the building. Hope you are doing well. Hope you enjoyed that sushi. And look, I hope you and the family are excited. Can't wait to see the dancing video tomorrow. I'm ready. I'm really beyond ready to I'm probably gonna have a heart attack because I'm beyond pumped up about this. So hope you and the family are well. Also, Mrs. Bergang in the building. Hope you and Mr. Bergang and everyone else are doing well. It's nice to see you. What is going on, my man? The dog is doing well. Hope you are well. Hold on. We got comments flying in here. I was trying to get this up here. Word, he didn't get many opportunities to show his return skills in preseason. Kaplan, I believe, said the Eagles staff was disappointing. Yeah, exactly. 100% agree there. And, he really has talent. And we talked about as soon as we signed him, I was beyond pumped. You guys saw the highlight video, everything we talked about, the undrafted kids. Well, I think that Britton Covey here, this is his chance. And I think, they're probably not going to put up too many points on us. So we maybe doesn't get too many opportunities here, but I'd still love to see him do something big. Maybe if we put him back as a punt returner, like you had mentioned earlier, I think that would be, yes, please do that. So I'm excited for him. I definitely am. So we're going to get into this in a second. Less than 24 hours. You know it. Let's go. Or she indeed. Hey, Jimmy. Yo, what's going on, my man Samuel? Can't wait for the Eagles. I cannot wait either, my man. I am excited. So good to hear you're pumped up. Hope you got some great plans for tomorrow. I'm beyond excited. I really, it's just, but yeah, Alex, I really think, if we can get an opportunity, but they probably won't score too much, but maybe let them get some garbage points just so the kid can get some returns here at the end, but some field goals. Yeah, I'm really excited for the kid. I really like him. And I appreciate you coming in here, my man. Really excited to talk to all of you. So whatever your questions, comments are throughout this, let's go, man. Let's do this. Yo, my man, Mark, let's go from South Florida. Let's go, dude. I hope you are enjoying it. Probably really nice down there. It was actually a decent day. I like when it's not too hot, but the sun wasn't really out here. But yeah, I'm very excited about Covey too, Mark. So let's go and let's go, Keon. You know it, dude. Glad to see all the excitement in the chat. Let's go, baby. Very excited about this. No, but I talk pregame, halftime, and postgame. Always come on for about 5 minutes at halftime, but pregame, postgame. Go on. We talk about a lot of stuff. So tune in tomorrow, man. Looking forward to talking with you. Have you done the score prediction? No. I have not. But that will be tomorrow morning. So we'll talk about all those things. But I'd love to hear yours. I love hearing everything you guys have to say. So let's go. We're great. Hey, love to hear it. That is what's up. And I hope you guys are ready for this game. Let's beat these Lions to a pulp. Something like 30-13. Be disappointed if we don't win by 10 plus. Yeah. As I was saying last night, I have us winning. I put money down already, 17. So I really think that this team, obviously has improved the Lions, but the Eagles have greatly improved. So I think we still can hold them below 10, but maybe they put up, 17 at most. But I really don't think that's happening. Maybe some garbage stuff happens, but I think we're going to go out here and smack them in the mouth. I still think we can put up 30 plus points here. So I'm with you on that, my man. Eagles 31-10. Love it. Love it. Love it. That's more where I'm at too, my man. So I'll definitely hit you with that tomorrow. I'm calling it first. Touchdown will be AJ Brown. Love it. Love it. What are you most excited to see Gannon schematically in this game? I think that, just for the media to finally learn that we run odd schemes is what I'm most excited about there. But no, I think him showing off what he was lacking last year with the nose tackle and Jordan Davis, what that allows people like Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave to do, what that opens up with them playing 3 and 5 techniques and doing things as defensive ends in those odd schemes that, there's so much, it's very complex. And I think I try to break it down, simplify it, in certain videos, try to get a little deeper in other ones throughout this offseason, explaining this defense. But we talked about the need even before any of those videos came out for certain players because of how this defense is. So talked about the need for a nose tackle. You talk about a Sam linebacker, a veteran and a young linebacker. We got both of those. We improved that room. The veteran linebacker, James Bradbury, got him, traded for a safety in CJ Gardner-Johnson. And a lot of people, he's just a nickelback. No, he has the skill set to do exactly what Jonathan Gannon wants. And I think there's a lot of excitement to be had. And I really had a good time making that video again with the multiple schemes when CJ Gardner-Johnson was at it because kid's got talent. So I'm very excited. I want to see a lot here. You don't laugh when you do your outro. It's funny. No, I do not. I'm glad you do though. Yes, I really think that the Eagles, they're going to show a lot on defense. You got to shut down this run of DeAndre Swift. And I think you're going to see a lot of that with the nose tackle. And then what you've got outside with Hassan Reddick, Jesus, and Josh Sweat. Sorry. I think you've got tougher corner and Bradbury safeties. I really think Epps and Gardner-Johnson are going to do a lot of great things. So I think we're going to be able to shut down the run and Hawkinson. Better linebackers in coverage, better safeties in coverage to stop someone like him. He had like 10 catches, 89 yards last year. So really excited just to show off what this defense can do and that he's a really bright mind. So I'm excited. Tokyo I was brought up. We have one of them who's inactive. No, it's not about open spots. Give me 1 second here, Drew. Let's get into this. I'll get back to the comments in a second here. But they elevated two. One of those guys was Noah Togiai, as just mentioned by Drew here. But let's show you here. You've got Britton Covey, as we've been talking about, and Noah Togiai. You see the wide receiver room. Now we've got 5 for this game. You've got obviously Devontae and AJ. You've got Pascal and Watkins. Very excited for what roles they're going to have. Red zone threat and Pascal, the deep threat and Watkins. And then you've got Britton Covey, who maybe you throw out there for some offense. Maybe you get some, slot plays there. We'll see. I doubt too much, but more special teams, I think. And then at tight end, adding Noah Togiai into that room. Now you've got 4 guys. So you're going to see some 12, 13 personnel. A lot of people surprised by that, but we kept 4 last year. And obviously Tyree won't be counting against the roster until you actually bring him back. So we have 4 going into this game. Anything were to happen, at least, you can still run your 12, 13 personnel. So I think we're going to see a lot of that, especially in this game. So excited about it. And so those were the 2 guys. And then I'm going to show you here in a second here, the depth chart. But first, let me get back to what Drew had asked. So I try to explain this, but here it is. So, what you can do, and this all started with COVID, is you can take 2 players each week and you can elevate them from the practice squad, and they do not count against the active roster. We were talking about this the other day. It's 55 guys now are on the roster technically, but you can only dress 48 because before it was 46. So you add those 2 guys. So now you can actually dress 2 more players each game. So it's up to 48, but 7 people still have to sit. So we actually technically, only have 52 guys on the roster, as you had mentioned here, but they don't count against the roster. So we still have an open roster spot. That's why I was talking about Britton Covey hopefully showing off here and maybe being able to stay on that active roster. But here's the thing. He doesn't need to be right now. we'll start the protections next week and everything where people can't take certain players off. With 4 guys, you can do that. You can only do that a certain amount of times. We'll see what that is this year. But a guy like Britton Covey or anybody, Noah Togiai, since both of them have now been brought up once, they can only be brought up 2 more times. So 3 times total can a player be brought from the practice squad to the active roster without having to go through that process where if you put them back on the practice squad, they have to go through the waiver wire. So a team could take them before you get them back on the practice squad. You essentially have to release them unless you keep them on your active roster. Here's the thing. They're not actually on the active roster. So it's a pretty cool new rule. And, with the COVID stuff, it was, making things pretty hard for certain teams. So that allowed, other players to be brought up, especially, the 16 players on practice squad. 4 of them can be veterans now. So that's stuff that you love to see. But he is not count against the roster. So we're technically 54, but you can be at 55 on game day. So we need to add another player there. We'll see who we, actually, if we bring somebody else in, we'll see in this game where we have some holes. But we talk about the money, man. After week 1, that money's not guaranteed for veterans. So you're going to see a lot of veterans. I know people wanted Jordan Howard. We'll see Trey Sermon, how they feel about him in a couple of weeks. I know, there's Latavius Murray. There's so many people still available out there where it's like, Anthony Harris just left. There are guys because of the money where teams are waiting before that money is not guaranteed anymore. So I really just think that, get excited either way. How many sacks does Jordan Davis have? I'm going to say 2 sacks. He's not really a big sack guy, but he's going to take up 2-3 guys. That is what he is for. That is what the purpose of a nose tackle that allows guys like Cox, Hargrave, Reddick, Sweat to eat, man, and allow your linebackers to get in there, fill in those gaps. And I think that, Dean, Edwards, and White, that's a great linebacking core. I can't wait to see what they do there, man. So I think there's going to be, I'm hoping this team is able to get, I was going to say 6+, but we could get more, man. I really think that we're going to come at them. And we talked about yesterday with the top 10 matchups with Frank Ragg now being banged up, questionable for the game. And then Tommy Kramer is out there right guard. And he was the guy that was replacing Halapula Vati Vaitai. So I really think that that's big. So go get him. I think Jordan Davis is going to feast. He's going to shut down that run game, force them to run outside, make them one-dimensional in the run game, shut that run game down, then just make them one-dimensional. Got to pass, and I think this secondary is great, and I think the front 7 is going to demolish. So 6+ sacks at least, man. I'm excited. A lot of versatility on D-line. You're damn right, man, and I love every damn second of it. So very excited to see what this team can do. What is going on, my man? Night Inks in the building. Hope you're having a great night. Nice to see. We got, I got to get used to these things. A nice little super chat from my man, Mark. I appreciate it, brother. Really do. I want to see strong start and finish tomorrow. And that is exactly how I feel, my man. I think that this team, they really are built to do great things, but it's going to take some time for this team to really, gel. But this is a perfect tune-up game. And then you've got your first home game, Minnesota, coming to our house. We know Kirk Cousins struggles in primetime games, but a tough team. So Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, and Jalen Reagor coming back. So I really think it's going to be a fun matchup, but some interesting games and interesting to see what happens. But you got to have a strong start tomorrow. And as me and Alex were saying earlier, I think at least a 2-touchdown win. I think this team could go out and really whoop some ass. And I think maybe, Mark, you had said 31-10 even. So I'm all aboard. I said I think the Eagles score over 30 and we can hold them under 10. Not sure my prediction yet, but I love it, man. I love where your head's at. So I'm thinking 2-3 touchdown, but I didn't bet that way. I just sometimes I get a little crazy. So we'll see. But I appreciate, Mark, that super chat. Really do, my man. But, love seeing the love shared here, Jadis. Hit that like button, my man. Appreciate you guys hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel. We're getting that subscribe. We're almost up to 1,100. Cannot thank you guys enough. Mark, thank you again for the super chat, supporting me and what I'm doing here. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys taking the time on this weekend. And tomorrow will be a pregame show, halftime, and postgame. I hope you'll tune in. I'm ready to run through a damn wall. Goff is probably going to do a lot of play actions and boots. Me under center the last time we played them. Yeah, definitely. They're going to try to do that. But he ain't going to get shit done. I think we can definitely do some things you had asked earlier with the schemes we do. I think we're going to attack. Jordan Davis is going to allow us not only in the run game to do, special things on defense, but he's going to take up so much space that they're going to be able to run those odd schemes where the linebackers fill those gaps and they do some special things. You're not necessarily going to have to blitz that people think. You're just going to have to create pressure in ways that we were not able to last year. And I'm really excited about that. So, yeah, I definitely agree with you. They're going to try it. but best of luck to him. Devontae's the only one not smiling. What do you mean there? I'm excited for Devontae. We talked about him last night. I'm not sure what you mean, but talked about, him being like wide receiver 1B, and 1A with AJ Brown, whoever you want to consider, doesn't matter. But there's going to be a second corner that has to cover one of these guys. And whether it's man or zone, doesn't matter. This team's going to come at you. Goddard, I think this team's going to feast. Let's go, man. It's all good, Drew. Don't worry about it. I'm just trying to remember if it's you or who I was talking to. I'm a drifter. No, I don't think we need Cam Akers. Someone had asked that yesterday. I saw Elliott Shore Park said that. I don't know why people are repeating what he said. We have Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell, and Boston Scott, who kind of the same mold, but are better and reliable. And then you've got Trey Sermon, who we're going to find out if he can be something. But if not, there's veteran guys we talked about after week 1 you can sign. So much better options. I'm not trading any of my picks for someone like him. Got a feeling Jordan Davis is going to cause a fumble. Oh, yeah, I'm all with you there, Rain. I think this dude is a force to be reckoned with. They're going to find out the hard way if they try to run it up the middle there. So big when he tackles someone who's running, you can break. Well, dude, it takes like 3, sometimes 4 guys to stop Jordan Davis. And this was why I was so adamant about getting him in the draft. This scheme that you run, the multiple schemes, you have to have a nose tackle if you're going to run odd fronts. And they had guys playing out of position like Hargrave and Cox and Tua Pelotu, who, yes, they can be considered nose tackle and do certain things, and they will even because how they line up, but it's just against certain offenses, man. It's not your typical what you're thinking, your zero shade, one technique kind of monster like Jordan Davis. That is what we needed, and that's what we got. So I agree with you. I think he's going to demolish people. Having a great night, even if the game's our way. Yo, let's go. College football today. So I'm ready for the birds tomorrow. I'm ready to run through a wall. How awesome would it be as a songwriter gets, man, and he's been killing it 23.5 the last 2 years. I think that this dude could really come out and whoop some ass. I think he's going to have a great game tomorrow. I can't wait to see it. I'm ready. I cannot believe we got him. Nobody needs to listen. Yes, he is lost. In this offseason, every time he would post something, I would try to teach him something about the defense or whatever. I'd be like, well, this is actually how it works. Or the cap, I'd be like, well, that's incorrect. We actually have cap space and can create cap space. And you guys saw the video from 6 months ago talking about Sayamalu and Lane Johnson and Jake Elliott and Darius Slay and Fletcher Cox. It's like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and they're, big trades coming. And it's like, no, these moves are what you talk about when you know what you're talking about. And that's why I know they don't. So let's take a look at this depth chart here, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the offense now with the practice squad guys. You see, you got the little gray PS there in front of them. So Britton Covey there adding to the wide receiver room. You got Brown, Smith, Watkins, Pascal. I don't really think he's going to be needed much as a wide receiver, but we talked about Noah Togiai being there with those tight ends. I think, he may be used a little bit, Togiai, but more on special teams, but I think 12 and 13 personnel, you got to be careful. Maybe something happens. But once Tyree Jackson comes back, we're going to be keeping 4 tight ends. So it's not really an anomaly here. So I'm okay with it. We got to decide what we're doing here. If we want to hold on to a 4th tight end now, or maybe Covey, who wants to make this squad because we have that open roster spot. So you see the offense there. All the guys in green are new players to the team. But you see on offense, A.J. Brown is the only new starter. And really, that's all we really needed. We have the number 1 rushing attack. You keep doing those things. You open up the playbook, though, and the play action is going to be opened up with that running. So I think A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez in the deep, Pascal in the red zone, or wherever. The dude can do it all. Goddard. Dude, I think these guys are going to kill. And you have versatile tight ends that we talk about. You have the Y-type tight end in Goddard on the line there who can block. He can do it all. Then you've got your F-type tight end in Calcaterra, who's essentially, your receiving tight end, but he can kind of block a little bit. Needs to work on that for sure, but kind of like Zach Ertz. And then you've got Jack Stoll, who can play your H-back role, do all kinds of things. Not an inline blocker, but I like the kid, and I like the trio we have. But Togiai, maybe he gets a chance, but I think more special teams. Now on the defensive side of the ball, nothing changed here, but I'll still give you a little look here. Oh, yeah. And go check out that video if you want to see the schemes, why I have it lined up like this with the outside linebackers, D-ends, your edge rushers, and then your Sam linebackers there. You've got 12 defensive linemen. This is going to be fun, but go check that video out now with C.J. Gardner-Johnson on this team. Things are going to be very exciting. And, the versatility of these players we talk about all offseason, why you add guys like this, what they're looking for. And they filled out the card right, man. This is exactly what we needed. So I think this defense is going to be top 3 by the end of the year. Very excited to see it. And then the special teams. Now we finally have somebody where we feel comfortable at returner. Now, Quez Watkins is somebody I love his talent in the open field, but not the greatest in the return game, as we talked about yesterday. Then you talk about Zach Pascal, somebody who dabbled a little bit, but I know Sirianni might like him back there. He's got sure hands, but you got sure hands in Boston Scott. You've got a young, talented kid who dabbled a little bit last year, didn't do it in college, but Gainwell has got the talent, and Avonte Maddox. But Britton Covey is an actual return specialist. So Britton Covey makes me feel comfortable about what they're doing going in here tomorrow, and maybe he can prove that he deserves a roster spot. We can only hope, ladies and gentlemen, but that's all I've got for you today. But let's hear it. I've got a couple comments to get through. If you have anything else you want to throw my way, please feel free to do so. Do I play fantasy? Got Hurts, AJ Grant. Yo, I do. But I did not I don't think I have any Eagles. I play with there's only a couple that aren't Eagles fans, and just all of them. I was talking about that yesterday, but some of them really took some of those guys way too early. So it's just like, man, guess I'm not getting them. Like Hurts was gone way too soon. I was like, you mother. But it is what it is. But that's awesome that you were able to get a Mark. I hope that you're able to whoop some ass this year. That's some great players to have. Kaiser White, it's my dude. I love it, man. Been hearing Josh Shields is looking so very, man. And it's great to see him make this roster, and his versatility to play guard, tackle, and he can even play a little center. You don't want him there, but dude, the kid's versatile all over the line. You love to see that. We need to keep our O-line coach at all costs. That's what up. And I'm sorry, I always get sidetracked, but your name is Devil Driver here. And I just want to say that used to be one of, and still is, I love them, but used to be one of my favorite metal bands named Devil Driver. I don't know if that's why your name is, but I went to see them. Dear God, it had to be over 10 years ago. And I can't even remember where it was, but we went outside. Me and my friends, we were pretty tossed, dude. And I ended up going back in this alley to try to take a piss. And all of a sudden, this back door opens and they come out back, Desi and all the rest of the guys. And dude, it was just like, oh, hey, what are you doing? And I had some booze in this little water bottle. I was like, yeah, you want some? So I sat there, I was drinking with them. It was nuts. I just thought I'd throw that out there, but I saw the name. I was like, oh, Devil Driver, hold up there. Love it, dude. Anyways, I wonder what happens when Toth gets healthy. Yeah, they're going to have to decide that. And it's perfectly fine because he's not taking up a spot, but it's a great question. Do you need somebody? It's going to depend on Andre Dillard's health, because it'll be great to have him back. We talked about, will the Eagles bring up somebody from the practice squad, or will they rely on Driscoll, Sills? And it looks like what they're doing. Hey, we'll just hope that Mailata and Lane are healthy. We're good to go, right? So, yep, that's what I'm hoping. Kenny G on my bench for now? Yeah, I would do that too. My brother has him. He's getting a little wild there. I would do the same, my man. Kenny needs to catch a ball. Yes, and this is not a team where you're going to need to do that. On certain defenses, I would definitely maybe we'll see what the matchup is. We could, it could be a good defense, but they could be good against pass catching backs. And I think he'll be used more for that. So we'll see. 5 drops as a rookie. He was dropping a lot of, he sure was. And he really was. And he was fumbling the ball. I had actually reported on that at one point. And that's something he needs to work on. And Sirianni was on his ass. So clean it up, young man. Clean it up. If you want to be, and right away last year he was dependent on. So let's hope that he's cleaned that up. Great point. Gets it under control and he'll get more. Exactly. And this is the number one rushing attack. You have to keep running the ball. So you better hold on to that damn thing with this line. I mean, they're going to open things up. You cannot be getting punched when you're going through those holes, man. Want to see Miles get more touches in the receiving game. And I agree with you there, Alex. Something I talked about last year. I think people sleep on that, what he's good at. And I know he had some drops that caused that to people to not like him doing that, but think just as much Kenny does it. So it's like, why not, dude? I think they both worked on it. Miles looks like a beast this offseason, and I think he's going to have a great year. So I think he's going to have a pass catching touchdown and a rushing touchdown tomorrow. Just a little hot take for you. But yeah, I agree with you. Not used as deep threat like with Doug that year, but just get used to more. Yeah, exactly. Get him the ball in space. So couldn't agree more with you there, man. Right on, have high hopes for Kenny. Me too, man. And I like the kid, but he has to clean it up. It's just a great point. That's what was happening this offseason. And there's some videos on there, man. No doubt, my man. I have to record a video soon. Hey, well, you got to just find that drive, my brother. Dig deep. Heck yeah, swinging the dead is bad. So, oh, yeah, man. Oh, don't even get me started, bro. Don't even get me started. I've been a big fan. I've seen him a few times. My favorite was with Kill Switch Engage and Lamb of God, probably the most insane show I've ever been to. Those were my younger days. They were pretty wild, but a great time indeed. Great band, for sure. Toth has multiple position bursts. Yes, he does. And that's what we talked about earlier this offseason, when he was before he got placed on the pup. It was, look, this is a great move because we'll see if any injuries happen. Well, it's already happened. And it's like, if we need him at that time, we keep him, put him on the 53-man roster. If not, let him walk. So what's going to happen here is, if he gets healthy and Dillard's not ready for a couple of weeks, this dude, you obviously bring back the ability to play guard and Toth. And when I made the video about him, we made the joke, like he went back and forth, went to the Lions, like he was maybe on the Cardinals too at some point. But I really love the kid. I do. So happy to have him back. Excited to see what he can do. And yes, that versatility is why he is definitely a chance to be back on this roster. And have a hard time sleeping tonight? Yeah, man. It's like Christmas for me, man. I just want to open my presents. I hear you. Well, Dean, yes, I definitely think so. Andretti, I think that's a great question because, he's not listed as a starter, not considered a starter because, TJ Edwards and Kaiser White. Oh, my God. You guys know I talk about how underrated this dude is. I think they're going to come out and ball. But when you get in certain passing situations, I think you're going to see Kaiser White and Nakobe Dean together as, when you're in those odd fronts and you've got like that 3-2 or 5-2, you want to consider it. A lot of things, but you're probably going to see a lot more nickel. So maybe you see a 4-2 nickel or, whatever the Eagles want to do here. We talked about 3-3, a lot of different multiple schemes you can use. But I think Nakobe Dean, there is definitely a role for him, but he definitely needs to keep improving. And that's okay. He's a rookie, but I think a lot of talent there. So I think he could definitely see some playing time tomorrow, but not as much as Edwards and White. Favorite Hurts play on that drive against the Jets was that check down to Sanders. Yeah, man, he really, I think you just get him the ball. And are people tripping? This dude has like some of the biggest yards per carry. I agree with you. I really think he needs to be able to do that stuff tomorrow. There's your progress taking what's there. Not always had to make good plays that are structured. Yeah. And that's the thing. I think what we talked about with Jalen Hurts this offseason is the fact that he was able to learn things because it's the same system. He's not in here trying to learn the playbook. This is the first time since high school he's had back-to-back systems. So I think that's huge for him. But he worked on things that he had professionals telling him, look, this is what you need to improve on. He knows, and it's not arm strength. It's not the stupid shit you heard from the ESPs and everybody in the world. It's like, look, there is actual things that he had to work on. He did those things. And I think because of that, Nick Sirianni, he has learned a lot of things. He gave the play calling to Steichen. I think Steichen learned a lot last year. I think the playbook gets opened up, not only just because A.J. Brown gets added, but because of Hurts' development and things like that. And I think his ability to not force big plays, but also to be able to make big plays is great. And I think, hitting people in the middle and to the left, which people talked about last year. And it's like, yes, we know he has to work on those things. And he did. So you talk about a man that's driven to get better. That's Jalen Hurts. And that's what we've loved about him and try to get people, on board with him. And it's annoying because it's like, dude, I don't even care if I don't like the guy. If he's the Eagles quarterback, I'm going to root for him. You know what I mean? But I love this dude, the passion. When we talked to his trainer and chef, it was like, okay, like I can't even not be. And I was already a fan, but that's why I got them on the show here. And it's like, those dudes got us. They're like, dude, he gets up at 5 a.m. He's kicking, ass working out. And then right when they're waking up, he's like, hey, I'm done working my first workout. You want to play some Madden? And he's beating their ass in Madden. It's like, what, dude? And yeah, the best story was when they said Deshaun Watson talks were on the TV and they're like, oh, dude, you want us to turn that off? And he's like, no, keep it on. That to me, I was like, this dude's QB1, man. So I'm very excited to see how he does. And tomorrow, big day for him. What do you think the ceiling is on Hurts this year? Top 10? I do. I think he could be top 10 quarterback. And people act like, oh, well, versatility and being a dual threat quarterback's a bad thing. It's like, no, it's not. Lamar Jackson gets praised for it. And it's like Josh Allen. It's like, dude, if this dude improves, I'm not saying he's either of them. He has to keep improving. But there is a real thing called development. And people just try to argue that all offseason. It's like, I think he's going to keep getting better because he's driven to get better and he has the talent to. So we'll see. We'll see, Do you think Devin Allen sees field this year? Can't get that amazing deep pass. Well, I mean, he's got that, but he's got to work on a lot of things. If speed were everything, John Ross would still be in the league. You know what I mean? But I think he's got a long ways to go, but he's got talent, man, and he can help you on special teams. So love that. He doesn't help you in the return game, though. So if he can get that down in practice, he better be asking to get on there. Let me get in the, return game. Let me get on the jugs machine, do what I can. And I remember when I was a kid, I got to catch one of those things. They have like a jugs machine for the punts. Holy shit. And that thing flying 50 yards at you. You're like, I caught it too. It was awesome. I was a little kid, but that was nuts, dude. And I think, those dudes should be out there every day doing stuff like that and, getting better. And I think, there's some talent there. So he could one day, hopefully. I think top 15 is definitely achievable for sure, man. I think he'd be top 10. Preseason game. Yeah, man, it was preseason too. You got to keep that in mind. Take it all with a grain of salt. I think he's already around that, but most people have been coming around on him even 18, 23. So I want him to prove this year. Yep. And I'm with you. And that's something I've tried to say. I love this dude. And I had him last year in fantasy. So it's like whatever even their narratives are, it's like even in fantasy football, he kicks ass. In real life, though, that we know what his flaws were. And as a first-year starter, I was perfectly fine with it. We knew even drafting him, he needed work. So, but he actually did really good at Oklahoma and Alabama. I liked him. So I'm all aboard. I've never faltered. I've never wanted Deshaun Watson, Jimmy G, Russell Wilson, none of them. I'm behind this dude. That's QB1. Just not sure if Devin would be much of a punter. Yeah, exactly. So I like him. He's a little bigger than Covey, but dude, size and speed, all that stuff doesn't matter. You got to have the whole package. So I love the dude. I hope he does. But that's all I've got for you guys. I got to get rolling out. But I will be back tomorrow. I'll have my score prediction. I'll be around either 11 or noon tomorrow. But hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on, and you'll know when we're going live. But we'll get pregame going, getting jacked up wherever you're from. I hope you tune in. Or wherever you are, I hope you'll tune in from there. I'm drifting out to sea already. I'm getting so excited. But then we'll talk at halftime for a few minutes. Always got to have my little session and then, eat something. But talk to you quickly what I see, what we need to change, keep doing whatever it is. And then at the end of the game, we talk about how happy we are or how pissed, either way. So looking forward to that. But if you guys need anything in between that time, you need like a stream to the game, you just want to talk, you have some questions, whatever it is, you can comment down below. You can always reach out to me in the messages on any of these platforms. But I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have reached out before and feel I haven't answered you, reach out again because I probably just missed it. But all of you that do, I love talking to all of you. I love the family we have built here. Let's keep building and let's get people excited for this damn season. Thank you, my man, Alex. Hope you're having a great weekend, staying safe. I hope you can get some sleep because I will not. I am so ready for this game tomorrow. These walls are not ready for me. I can assure you of that. Mrs. Bird Gang, thank you so much. Again, if any of you need anything, any kind of links or whatever it is for the game, I know sometimes I'm on the road or work or whatever it is, and you need a stream. It's against my religion to work on Sundays, though, or any game day. So anyways, I'm going to get rolling out here. Have yourselves a great weekend. Stay safe out there. I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. And as always, come on!